Hello, hello! Bl'Artagnan here with World of Illusion's Spiritus Pandemonium. Probably surprised to see another video for this fight, but wanted to try my hand at the Man to Void challenge, the MtV challenge, posted by Eamon on Reddit and Discord. It's a little lockout challenge, basically a little homebrew Dare to Defy kind of variation to spice up this month, because there isn't any real GL exclusive content aside from the Lufenia co-op. So I figured try my hand at it, see how it goes. Short version is you can't reuse characters between stages, can't use the boosted characters, and there's some banned list stuff that I can't really get into here, but the short version is some characters won't be appearing because of that banned list. Restricted list, I guess. The characters that are appearing for this fight are Vaughn, Xdeath, and Edge. Woo! Check that out. I'm getting good use out of all three of them. Vaughn, of course, as you already saw from one of my videos, just kind of demolishes this fight in a good way. And Edge, I think, is really an underrated pick for this fight, because there's a lot of damage coming at you, and Edge is one of the few magic characters who can really just negate it all. There's no guaranteed hit anywhere in the fight, and so long as you time his EX right to avoid that forest press, he's just outstanding. Xdeath might be a weird pick here. The main reason is because I figured, since we're fighting a giant tree, who better to fight him than another giant tree? The real reason, though, is because, as one of my favorite characters, I thought his HP poison would be handy during the final stretch when he becomes super resistant to non-launch damage. Something that you'll notice about this challenge, unlike previous kind of, TCC challenges and other challenge runs, is there's no restriction on the kinds of calls you can use, and so Vaughn actually is carrying the Sid Raines call, which you'll see come into play later. So that's pretty handy. It's a nice little trick we can bring out here. Anyway, we're setting up for the first kind of real mechanically thoughtful part of this fight, because the nice thing about Edge is he really just makes a lot of this... brainless is the wrong word. You actually do need to be kind of cognizant of what's going on. But he definitely takes a lot of the pressure off. Go ahead and start that Vaughn burst, bring him to exactly 90. Which is not bad, not bad. It's actually kind of maybe a good thing, I don't know. But it actually knocks B all the way back there. The giant tree, I should say. And that's great because we're pretty nervous about that healing threshold. The first challenge, the first obstacle we have to overcome in this fight is getting past that healing threshold. Technically, the first challenge, I guess, was blinding him at the start of the fight with Vaughn so that, the very first AoE attack he did didn't knock us below the HP threshold, but luckily, Xdeath has HP regen, so we're okay. Into the Vaughn FR. Figured some Ninja Turtles music was appropriate given the ally we're using here to keep ourselves safe. Ah, goodness. We have fun here. We're actually going to be taking advantage also of the little ads during the force time, as you can see here. I'm getting a bunch of sweet off-turn damage thanks to Edge. It's going to be pretty tight, but we should be pretty good getting past the 80% threshold. It is a little scary because since he entered force time before we were able to hop into our own force time, he's faster than he normally is, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure this guy gets faster during his force time. Using Edge's skill 2 there to make sure that he doesn't turn jump. We generally want Vaughn to be taking as many turns as possible, and that means Edge not jumping ahead and taking a bunch of turns. Now here's a close one. Just barely managed to make 80% right before he went. That was intense. And unfortunately, we actually didn't have Edge's EX buff up, and we got very lucky there, Vaughn dodging with the summon board passive. If it wasn't for that, we probably would have ended up missing the HP requirement and had to reset, which would have been a huge bummer. But there we go again, just chopping away at him. The ad's really just helping us out quite a bit with the off-turn damage. You'll see there, we're actually very lucky. A, just barely surviving so we can get one more turn of gigantic AoE revenge. Boom, free 2.5 million damage from that, thank you. And since we're out of free skills to use, Xdeath can go ahead and use his Laws of the Universe Mean Nothing. Oh, oh, oh. Xdeath. One day you'll be good again. It's okay, though. Spicy. One last 5 million damage giant counter thanks to Edge. I gotta say, something I like about Vaughn's FR is, because it's because it's kind of so self-sufficient with, you know, the passive cap and the free skills it gives allies and all that junk, and Vaughn's burst effect, it's actually pretty good on off-turn damage teams, because, you know, it just kind of goes up on its own. It kind of goes up for free, pretty much. It's more or less a generalist FR. I mean, yeah, technically the last couple turns of your allies, they're not going to be boosting it very much because they won't have the free skills, but it, as you can see here, did pretty well on its own. And that's ignoring the fact that Vaughn also comes with a giant, you know, steroid-infused burst phase that he can use. Anyway, what's got going on here? I've been carefully waiting to use Edge's EX before that Forest Press Plus comes out. We're also spamming excess Black Hole instead of Almagest because we don't want the split damage to be wasted on the ads, since the ads' health don't really matter. I mean, it kind of matters here, but we want to focus our damage on Pandemonium, of course, or the giant tree. It's not actually Pandemonium, is it? There we go. We are now using... The reason we use the LD there, speaking of splitting damage onto the ads, is because that gives Vaughn an additional Brave Floor that will boost his damage overall, and now that we're dealing less damage because he's below 60%, we need as much damage as we can muster. Because X-Death, as much as I love him, doesn't actually bring HP damage up to the party. I'm pretty sure his BT effect doesn't even. So while he's going to be helping us with his poisons and the raised cap and the battery and all that, and just the really cool animations, or sorry, no, he makes a different noise for the, X. It's more like a, so there we go. Getting my X-Death sound effects mixed up. Now we're going to use the Rain's Call, and we're actually not going to jump into the FR just yet, for reasons that should hopefully be obvious in a second. Going to go ahead and actually hit the Pyroclasm. We want to be dealing splash damage to the ads, because unlike the first FR phase, or Force Time, where we wanted the off-turn damage from Edge to boost our damage, we want those ads dead so that the tree takes more HP damage, because he, you know, gets a penalty to his HP damage, or whatever, once you kill the ads, post 60%. So to help with that, into the X-Death, Void BT animation. There we go. Ah, God. I'm glad I'm able to still use this character, goofy as he is. We're also going to apply Seymour's base call, actually. And it's handily enough going to push the ads back, which is really nice. Because this means that, well, first of all, Edge can go ahead and just... We're trying to figure out what we're going to do here. We don't want the enemy FR to go, or Force Time to go off, because I'm pretty sure he gets HP damage reduction, and he goes faster, and just a whole mess. We just don't want to deal with it. So we're actually getting very lucky here. Jump into Force Time right before the enemy would have. Doing a bunch of damage. And getting a bunch of free off-turn damage here, too, as we have been previously getting. So just a bit of a free boost here, which is nice. You never say no to free damage, especially with the enhanced, you know, ultimate technique move. It's still reduced, but it's okay. You'll see X-Death with his BT effect and his AA and his Leo call. He's dealing a whole bunch of HP poison to the enemy. There we go. Look at that. Leo call, X-Death call, just all these things going on. A lot of true damage, and that's kind of what we're dealing with here. Want the enemy to go one more time, and here we go. Even Hardened Defenses is no match for X-Death BT effect. Unfortunately, Force Time is a match for it, so that sucks. But here we go, into the burst phase. As you may remember from the last time I did this, we want to go in with 8 turns so that we can hop into the summon right after. And to that end, here we go. Launching. Nice thing about X-Death again, he batteries us, so that means we don't have to worry about like a Kais Call or something. We still get our HP damage. It's not as much as, like, you know, it's not Charlotta BT or even Bart's BT or Kais would be giving us a lot more battery back, but it's something just to increase the overall damage output. That's what we're looking for here. Doesn't have to be, you know, max Brave damage or max HP damage. It's just enough to give us something to take advantage of the raised Force Time damage. There we go. We're now into the final stretch, taking advantage of that HP poison from X-Death, but also mostly taking advantage of Vaughn's incredible personal damage. Last time I did this run did not get timed quite as well. The timing here really worked out perfectly, as you saw, with the different Force Times and stuff, so that we're actually able to finish him, not here, but in just a moment we'll be there. Gotta say, very happy with how this run turned out. Wasn't sure it was going to work. Here we go, Pandemonium brings him down to 1%, and let's finish him off with Inferno. Into the sky. Thank you, Edge. Thank you, XF. Thank you, Vaughn. There we have it. Pandemonium, MtV Challenge. I'll be hopefully posting more runs from the rest of the cycle that this happens on, or next 2 cycles. Maybe the HP requirement. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Glad XF was able to be good here. And I will see you in the next video. Adios.